Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I know I always say something about my sigh, but today I just need a second to sigh. So I filmed this video earlier today. It was shiny out, the sun was shining outside. I just put on my new lens and all the settings were off. My mic settings were off and it ended up sounding so terrible and it was focusing all over the place, so I had to redo it again. And I'm in like my comfy sweater and I just said, you know what, I'm gonna film as is, true to what's going on in my life right now. So here we are. And this makeup, can I just say, has lasted me all day. I'm super impressed. So today's video, that was like the longest mini intro ever. Basically I'm saying that it's been a long day, bear with me. So today I'm sharing with you guys my current favorites for the month of April, and I have a few things to share with you guys, things I've been loving. And the reasons that I love this type of video is because, first off, I love watching favorites. There's something about someone telling me just their absolute loves out of all the makeup that they have in their house. I really love that. It feels very authentic, very honest, and I love that. And two, I love it because it is very authentic and honest, me being someone to share them, because I try a lot of different products every day, all the time, going through different products, and yet these are the products that have really stuck with me, that I really, when I have nowhere to go, nothing to film, anything like that, when I'm just here at the house and I want to put some makeup on, these are the products that I've been gravitating to because I really love them. They're really awesome. So like I said earlier, I did get a new camera lens and I'm getting new lights to kind of light up the background a little bit better. Let me know what you guys think about this lens. I'm really excited to be upgrading and to be making videos that look better for you, and I'm still kind of messing with the mic a little bit, so bear with me there, but I hope you guys like it. Give me a like if you like how this video looks. Give me a like. And yeah, if you're new, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you're notified of all of my videos that are to come. I upload Wednesdays and Fridays, so make sure you come back every Wednesday and Friday to check out my videos. So let's just get started. Let's just get into it, because you guys know in favorites videos I tend to ramble a lot because I like to tell you information about the products, a bunch of mini reviews basically. I have some goodies, I have foundations, concealers, so wait for those at the end. But let's start with some skincare. This is the Badescu skincare facial spray with aloe, chamomile, and lavender. You guys always ask me a lot about my skincare, and you always tell me that my skin looks so good. Thank you so much. You guys are so sweet. My skin doesn't look good all the time, but I feel like the skincare routine that I have right now just really works for my skin, and everything's been really smooth, especially now that I'm not pregnant. Everything's just been really smooth and I'm loving it. So this is the first thing I'm going to share with you guys, and this is a facial spray that I put on to kind of end my skincare routine. So I'm done with skincare. I come in here and I'm gonna do my makeup, and the first thing I do is spray this all over my face. This does have aloe, which aloe is really good about calming down any redness. It's good about calming down any pimples. Aloe is really good if you have little bumps on your skin. So I really love spraying this. It feels really nice. It helps keep also the hydration, and I feel like it really helps keep all the serums and moisturizers in my skin. Like, it just finishes off the skincare just lovely. And this is so inexpensive. It's only $12 for this huge bottle that I haven't even gone through yet, and I've used this so much, but it's really refreshing. Definitely recommend it, you guys. I will link all the products down below in the description box for you. You know I got you. You know. Next in skincare, this is something that I got from Sephora with my points. So it wasn't a sample. I used my like beauty points or whatever it's called to try this out, and it was like a little kit of a couple of Tatcha products. This is the Tatcha Deep Cleanser. So I don't know if this is an actual like travel size that they sell or not. It looks like it would be, but this says it's a clarifying Japanese loofah fruit extract for normal to oily skin. I have dry skin, so I thought at first when I was going to try this that it just wasn't going to work for me, but I was pleasantly surprised that it does. It doesn't dry my skin out at all. So when I first put this on, this is really like smooth and really lathered up a lot, which I really like. I've told you guys this before, but I like, for my cleansers, I just go to the drugstore. I feel like the drugstore, I feel like all cleansers are pretty much the same, is how I felt. And I feel like drugstore just did it pretty much just as good as any of the other cleansers that are more expensive that I've tried, until I met this little baby. Because none of my drugstore cleansers lather up the way this one does. This one feels so nice on the skin, and you barely need any because it just lathers up and it just goes a long way. And there's also little beads in here that helps kind of lightly exfoliate, something that's light enough for daily use, and I was really impressed. And then when I went ahead and rinsed my skin off, I thought for sure I was going to feel very dry because it is geared for oily skin, but I didn't. And then when I realized that I didn't feel dry, I kind of felt my skin and it was baby bottom butt soft. Like, I'm not even kidding. I was like, how does my skin feel so soft? Like silk. Like, it just feels so soft. Just from this cleanser, just from using it one time. I don't know what the heck is in this thing, but it's like magic. Magic in a little bottle. Even though it's meant for oily skin, I find that I just love it. I think it's really, really good. Next is something I talked to you guys a little bit about already, so I'm not going to talk to you about it too much. It's the Derma E Vitamin C Bright Eyes Hydro Gel Patches. So the first time that I tried this, I do have to tell this story again, just in case you missed it. I'm gonna try and get my husband to use skincare with me, to use some of my products, because he's a redhead, he gets sunburned all the time, and he's starting to look old. And he's only 30. And so I've been telling him to use skincare with me, and so I've been giving some of the things I've been trying out on him. And with the whole quarantine situation, basically we've been staying up till 3 in the morning every single night, just working and watching Simpsons all night long. And so we wake up with bags under our eyes, purple eyes, puffy eyes, just all of the above. So this has caffeine in it, which helps to depuff your eyes, which is what kind of attracted me to this in the first place. So I put it on, and then I put it on my husband. I'm like, dude, your eyes are puffy. And it's not just staying up late. He has like this hereditary like puffiness going on, where it's just like in his family, their under eyes are always just puffy. And so I put this on, and when I took these off of his eyes, it was a miracle from heaven, because he had no more puffiness. His just looked so refreshed and just youthful and smooth and hydrated, and I was just blown away. And after that, I knew I absolutely love these. Not to mention, these little gel patches are super saturated with product, which I really like. They're not stingy with their product. So I really love these, you guys. You should check these out. You should try them. They're very, very, very good. This is the Beauty Rush Soothing Lip Balm. I don't know. I got this at Victoria's Secrets. I don't know if they still have these or not, but I wanted to tell you about it because I just love it so much. I got it a while ago, and it smells a little bit minty, but I basically dug my finger in there. I don't know if you can see that. It just feels so smooth, and it has a little bit of like a pinky tint. So I love putting this on before I start doing my makeup and while I'm doing my makeup, because it just, I have the driest, crustiest lips ever. Like, they are so crusty, lots of lines, lots of crevices, and this just helps kind of moisturize, and I just really love it. I just realized how much I loved it, and I wanted to share it with you, just in case you're in Victoria's Secrets and you see something like this. On that happy note, glosses of the moment. These are basically all I've been wearing on my lips, a liner and these glosses, and you guys are already going to know, so I'm not going to tell you too much about them. These are the miracle glosses of my life. These are the McGRATH lip glosses. They're called the Lust. What are they called? The Lust gloss. They feel so slick and smooth going on the lips. It makes it like an enjoyable thing to put these glosses on. They last a long time, and they're not sticky. And this is so bad. You can kind of see right here that I've kind of been going through this particular one like crazy. This one is Prima Donna. I've been using those. Really quick nail polish shout out. This is the China Glaze, and I mention these all the time. It's in the shade Techno, and it is just diamonds on your nails. I love using this on top of like bare nails. There's micro glitters in here, and then there's bigger rounded glitters in here, and this doesn't look like you're a toddler. This just looks like you're running in the dough, like there's dough everywhere in your house, even though there's not. So this is just really gorgeous. I love this so much, and I thought I would tell you about it. This month I've really been doing a lot of fresh face type of looks, a lot of dewy, a lot of, I either go really like natural skin-like with some dewiness, some freshness, some plumpiness, or I go like a glam dewy kind of situation. I've been using this concealer, the ColourPop Pretty Fresh. This is for like no makeup days. This is for like when I'm going with just skin tint, very light, something very light, very fresh. And I'm very impressed because ColourPop's base products suck. Yes, I can say that because their foundations are not the best. I don't like them. And for my dry, crusty skin that just soaks everything up and makes everything look old. Yes, and their other concealer is just absolute dog poo. But this one is so freaking good. That's how you know I'm being honest, because if I don't like their other stuff, but I happen to like this one, like, why do you like this one? Let's be honest. Yes, it is honest. I absolutely love this one. I think it's really, really good. And I have the shade Light 50W, which is just perfect. Another concealer that has just been just awesome for like the other days. Honestly, I use this concealer every day. I use concealer every day. I use that one too. But this one, like, I'll use it with no makeup. I will use it with a full glam. I don't care. This is the Hourglass Vanish concealer. I have the shade Fawn, and it is just magic. It just smooths underneath your eyes. And someone recently commented and said to me and said that all concealers crease under your eyes. That is true. Most concealers will crease or go into your little lines if you have some under there. They will. But some just look awful, like just dead awful, like will just break apart underneath your eyes. I have really dry eyes, so what happens to me is once I powder, as soon as I powder, it will look patchy under there, like dry patches, like scales, like I will look like a lizard underneath my eyes. But this just smooths it out under there in a way that it was just magic. When I first put this on, immediately I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. This is insanely different than any of my other concealers. Then you know it's good, because if I can notice that much the first time I put it on, it means it's good. I didn't have to try it on for a week to notice that it's good. It wasn't one that I hated at first and then ended up loving. No, I love this since the moment I put it underneath my eyes. It's just really good. So if you have dry under eyes, this might be a good concealer to try. And I know it's Hourglass. Again, this is another brand where I don't like their foundations. Their foundations are just, they transfer everywhere. They get everywhere, all over the place, on clothes, everywhere. So I don't like their Vanish foundations, but this concealer just really surprised me. I had low expectations and it just met my expectations, the low ones that I had, and then just took off with it. Let's hop over to a powder. I've been using this Wet n Wild Photofocus translucent powder, and it's just really good. This is a really good one. If you have dry under eyes and you're looking for a good drugstore powder, this is a good one. And I use this all over my face. I use this underneath the eyes, and it just really smooths it out without drying it up and soaking up all the moisture you have under there. I'm gonna do foundations and primer last because I know you guys really wanna know. Honestly, I haven't been doing much on my eyes. Like I said, I've been doing very natural, easy looks. But I got this 2 weeks ago to film the $6 video for you guys, the $6 makeup and under video. I will link it up in an iCard. If you haven't seen it, you didn't go see it. So I used this because it was $6 from Revolution. It's the Intensely Pigmented Foil Shadow Palette in Foil Frenzy. And I'm not gonna lie, I had really low expectations for it because it was $6 and all their other palettes are like $10, if not more. And nobody ever talks about it, so I thought this must be terrible. It's not, you guys. This is an amazing palette, and it makes me love it even more knowing that it's $6. I will link it below. You can get it at Ulta. I literally, when you dip your fingers into this, and this is what I'm wearing like on my lid, I'm wearing this shade here and this beautiful like coppery brown shade. And when I dip my fingers in here, it's like, feels like a cream. It feels like a cream, super smooth. But when you look at it, it looks like the texture on them look like they're going to be a powdery mess, but when you put your fingers in there, it feels so creamy. Like, check it out. This is what I put on today, okay? Can you see that? I barely dipped my finger in, and then this one It's like a champagne-y color. Oh gosh. This, I mean, and you saw me swatch it. Can you see this? Can you see this gorgeousness right here? So beautiful. All of these are absolutely amazing and very, very beautiful and pigmented, and I just love them. You don't need to wet your fingers. You don't need to wet your brush. This is just such a good palette, and I absolutely recommend it. I think that everyone could get some use out of this and have this for those days when you want a crazy foiled look. This is just such a good freaking palette. I mean, really, like, look at this. Can you guys see that? So good. So freaking good. These are the Dominique Cosmetic Skin Glosses. I did a full review, which I'll link up in an iCard if you want to see that. So after that video, it was kind of like like they were good. Like I could see that they could be good if you use them and apply them in a different way. But the way that I applied them that day was not my favorite. It was really, really sticky. I felt like there wasn't a lot of color payoff. Well, anyways, I paid a lot of money for these, so I continued to use it throughout the month, and I figured out a way that I absolutely love them and think they're really, really good for a couple of reasons. First off, because they give you an amazing glow, an amazing shine, just really beautiful dewiness. It looks really fresh. And two, because these last all day. Not a lot of cream products will last all day without being set. These without being set will last all day and just look gorgeous. The more I use these, the more pigmented they became, which leads me to believe that maybe the glossy top was just like a top coat or something. I'm not sure, because the more I used these, the two here that I have is Copper Light and Golden Dew. The more that I use these, the more pigmented they became. And I noticed that particularly because I feel like Golden Dew was always pigmented, but I noticed that a lot with the bronzy shade, because the bronzy shade just, I kept on piling. If you go watch that review, I kept on piling and piling more bronzer on because I felt like it just wasn't giving me a bronzy glow. But honestly, I think that it was like a glaze or something over top, because now it's super pigmented. Like you can see, yeah, you can totally see that. So this is the color right here. So now you can kind of see it, where I barely dipped my finger in, where in that review I was really dipping my finger in and trying to swatch it, and I really could barely see it on my hand. I mean, if you go back, I have swatches of me swatching it on my hand, and you can go back and see that. And so I think that was just like a top of something. It almost felt like Vaseline. I even mentioned it. It almost felt like Vaseline on the top, and now it feels more like creamy. So I think that that's what was going on. So if you bought these and you don't like them because of that, just try kind of rubbing your finger in there and kind of just use it, and then it will become more pigmented. And that kind of happens sometimes with makeup. I mean, with the Jaclyn Hill palette, the eyeshadow palettes, they had almost the way that they packed it in. You had to kind of warm up the shadow. So I've done that with other products, and so I think that that's kind of what was going on, because now they work absolutely amazing and I love them. So this is my favorite way to use these. You can use them over powder or over just your products before you powder. And I like using the bronzer with my not my beauty blender, my Eco Tools. I'll kind of swirl it in there and kind of stipple it on my cheeks, which is what I did today. And then I'll go ahead and use whatever is left on my powder brush and just go over it all so that it's not too dewy to the point where my hair's sticking to it. So just a little bit of that goes a long ways, and it'll still last as long. It will still be glowy, still be dewy, still look beautiful and very skin-like, almost melted into the skin without having your hair stick to it, if that makes sense. Now for the highlight, I absolutely love, and I'll swatch it for you. I absolutely love using my finger for the highlight. So there's that highlight shade right here, and you can see even this one, it's like way more pigmented, just absolutely beautiful. It is popping. So I used both of these today, and with the highlight, I use my finger and I can actually lightly just rub on top of my skin like that, and it does smooth out really beautifully and blend into the skin. And I don't need to set my highlighter whenever I do that. Whenever I do a thin layer and just kind of like brush it over the skin, it doesn't mess up the foundation underneath or the concealer, and it just blends into the skin and it's not sticky that way. So I haven't tried using my fingers now that the Vaseline top coat is kind of off. I haven't tried using my fingers to apply the bronzer on my face. Maybe it'll melt into my skin a lot better and make it so it's not sticky at all. I don't know, I haven't tried it like that yet, but I really do like these and I think that they're really good cream products and they look beautiful. This is the Park Avenue Princess Tarte Park Avenue Princess Chisel Palette. And I love this so much. It has been my contour and bronzing best friend. So this one looks like, has a beautiful mirror, and then it looks like this. It has 2 different shades of bronzers and contours, and then 2 kind of lighter shades. The thing I love about this palette so freaking much, and the thing that's so different about this compared to other bronzers, like I reached for this more than my Marc Jacobs bronzer, and that freaking thing was expensive. And the reason is because it has more like of a satin finish. It doesn't look dead, powdery, dry on your skin. And I already have dry skin. I don't need the powders that go on top to be matte. I can't deal with that. I can't. So this is really good because I noticed that it's not too matte. It doesn't make my skin look cakey and dry, which can happen if you just have too much dryness going on your face. So I really have been enjoying this palette. I think it's really good, and the colors I've been using is Carrot to Bronze and then Princess Cut to Contour, which is what I did to contour today. I really love these 2, and then these I can use whenever I'm more tan. So I just am absolutely loving this palette. I think it is absolutely amazing, and I've said absolutely too many times. I said the word absolutely too many times. I never talk about brushes, but this is just like, if I could get rid of all my eye brushes, I would keep this one. This is the Modo Pro BMX 430 crease brush, and you can get Modo at Walmart. And I love it because it's thin, it has this soft touch handle, and I didn't realize like the thinness and the soft touch, like how much I would love it. So comfortable and just like the perfect brush. Like, and it just creates magic on my eyes. I just love it so much. And this is the perfect dome crease brush. It's dense enough that I can actually use it on the lid, but it's fluffy enough that I can blend the transition shade. I can really pack it on in the crease. This is just like a one and done brush. I love it. You need it. Need it in your life. I'll link it below. You need to go get it. It's just so great. This is the Wet n Wild Nudist Society, and it's their color icon blushes. And this one again looks like nothing special. Looks almost non-appealing because there's little gold flecks in it, but you don't see the gold flecks on your cheeks, so don't worry about that. And it just transforms into magic on your cheeks. It's one of those blushes, and I love blushes like this, where you look at it and you're like, eh. But then when you put it on, it's like, what in the world do I have on my cheeks right now? It looks so gorgeous. It just really complements my skin tone, my skin color. It brightens, it looks beautiful, it looks almost peachy. It just is something that's perfect for every day, for no makeup days, for glam days. I have that on today, and I just absolutely love it. This is the Marc Jacobs lash primer, and I know it's expensive. I bought it a while ago, and then I stopped using it. I stopped putting on mascara, period. And then I saw it, and I'm like, dude, I bought this. It's expensive. I'm gonna use this. So then I grabbed it, and I used it. I was reminded of how wonderful it is. It is such a great freaking primer. I have stubby lashes. I know someone can relate to me, right? I have stubby lashes. Mascara never looks good on me. I feel like the mascara, either it gets the base of your lash and halfway up, and it doesn't like coat your entire lash, so you can't see how long your lashes really are. So for someone that already has short lashes, that is like, that just kills your soul when you see that, because you know you have a little more length than that. You know what I mean? Or it just coats the very ends, and then it just looks weird because you don't, you know what I mean? Mascara sometimes doesn't coat it all evenly. Well, this actually helps the mascara really cling on to every inch of your lash, because you know, every inch counts. So this just helps coat your lashes so your mascara really clings on to your entire lash, giving you beautiful lashes that you want to show everyone. So I just really love it. No matter what mascara I use, this is just really nice for just making sure my eyelashes look as long as they are. This is the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. This thing is big. Look at this thing. It's big. It has 45 milliliters in it, and it's so good. If you are dry, you're going to really love this because it will grip onto your foundations and it will hydrate and keep hydration in and almost make your foundations look a little bit dewier and less dry. So if you put on a matte foundation, I feel like it makes it look less dry and almost makes it look plumpy on your skin. I really love this primer. But if you don't want it to do that, if you don't want it to mess with your foundation finish, you just want it to kind of grip, then I would suggest putting it on and letting it completely dry before you go in with your foundation. If whenever I do that, I notice that it dries and it doesn't look so dewy, it doesn't mess with the foundation as much, but it still grips it. That's what I've been doing. Last are my two foundation picks. You guys have asked me about concealer slash, what did I call it? Foundsealer week, the foundation concealer week. Which foundations of that week did I really, really love? Well, these are it. First off is this. This is the Ilia, and I have reviews on both of these. This is the Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint. It has hyaluronic acid in it. It's really hydrating but thin and has a light coverage but can be built up. It's really beautiful on the skin. I love it. And I have the shade ST9 Paloma. So something I've heard about this that I didn't know before was that this will actually change once you put it on and as you blend it in, that it kind of changes a little bit to match your skin shade or tone or something like that, which I've noticed because this one almost looks lighter than the other one in the bottle, but then when I put it on the skin and I kind of blend it out, it matches me really perfectly. And I went with this shade because this is supposed to be an olive shade and I really love it. I think it's a really good match, so if you're a foundation frenzy with olive skin, this is a good one. And I just love this. This is going to be perfect for all year round, for winter, for summer, especially for summer because it's so thin, and this does have SPF 40 as well. So I really, 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 really love this. It's so unique. It's so unique. You have to try that. Okay, and last, the foundation that I have on today that I love because it sets itself, and I feel like I can excuse paying this price because it sets itself. So technically, if you were to buy a foundation at Sephora and a powder at Sephora, it would probably cost the same, if not more, than this foundation. So if you just skip out on the powder because you don't need it because it sets itself, and you just put this on, then this will be just fine, so then you should totally buy it. Just saying. So this is the Pat McGrath Lab Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation. It is so good. Why am I so in love with this foundation? They did their base so amazing. It looks so glowy and beautiful, but yet it sets itself and it just lasts all day. This shade is Light Medium 14, which is an olive shade, so claps for that, for having an olive shade. If you're my skin shade but you're not olive, then you can go with the Light Medium 13, and that one should match you pretty well. But I love this so much. It is really, really good. Seriously, I have been wearing this so much. You can go from a light coverage all the way to a full coverage, and it just looks so good. I think I love this more than my Dior Backstage, and I love, love, love Dior Backstage. Although that olive is a little prettier than this olive, I'm not gonna lie, but the formula wise, whoa, like, whoa. This has a really good formula, you guys, and all jokes aside, I seriously do love it. And I just think it is just beautiful. Beautiful on the skin. Sephora does accept returns, so you can always try it, and if you don't like it, you can always return it. Just saying. So that's it. Those are all of my favorites that I wanted to share with you guys. So when you're sitting at home, you're scrolling through Sephora and Ulta like, instead of just buying things that you're not sure is going to work for you, you can just try one of these products out and you're going to know that Bondbeautyful hooked you up. Let me know if you like the lens, and also comment below a foundation that you love right now. Comment below a foundation or a product, that you really love right now. Comment that below so I can read you guys' comments, say hi, tell me what you're doing in quarantine, whatever you love. It can be a chip, your favorite dip, it doesn't matter what it is. Comment below and start up a conversation with me. And don't forget to subscribe while you're down there, so you don't miss my videos. Everyone's Friday. Anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I love you guys. Thank you for all your support and your love. Seriously, it means the world to me. And I'll see you guys in my next video.